think for a moment about the things that absolutely must have power all the time.
Ah,
A hospital ICU, a huge data center keeping the internet running,
right. Critical stuff.
even a factory floor where an outage costs millions. Reliable power isn't just nice to have, it's, well, fundamental.
It really is. It's the bedrock of like our whole modern world industry's infrastructure.
Exactly.
And that's why we're diving deep today into the power generators market. It's
Yeah.
a sector that's seen some uh, pretty significant changes in growth.
Mhm.
We've got this detailed report that really shines a light on what's happening.
Right. And what we want you, our listener, to get from this deep dive is a clear picture.
Okay.
Who are the main players? What's driving the growth? Where is it all heading? Think of this as your quick but thorough guide.
Sounds good.
And the growth figures are, well, they're pretty eye-popping.
Yeah.
This report sees the market jumping from around $16.3 billion in 2025
Okay.
to over $34.3 billion by 2033. That's a CAGR compound annual growth rate of nearly 10%.
Wow. 9.8%. That's really strong growth year on year.
It is.
And what's interesting is why. It's not just one thing, is it?
No, seems like a combination.
Yeah, you've got growing cities, more industry needing power globally. That's a big one.
Uh-huh.
But then there's the whole renewables angle.
Hmm.
Integrating wind and solar, it's essential, but you often need backup power, right, for stability.
So generators become crucial for that grid reliability.
Exactly. And also just general energy resilience.
Mm.
People and businesses wanting reliable power when the main grid might be vulnerable.
Makes sense. So who are the big names leading this charge, according to the report?
Well, the report flags the real titans here. We're talking Caterpillar,
Okay.
Cummins Inc.,
Mm-hmm.
Rolls-Royce PLS, Mitsubishi Heavy Industries, and Generac.
Right, a solid list of major players. Okay, let's maybe kick off with Caterpillar. Huge name in heavy equipment. How do they fit into power generation?
They fit in significantly. I mean, their total revenue in 2023 was massive, $59.4 billion.
Okay.
And their power generator segment brought in $6.8 billion of that. That gave them a solid 12% market share.
12%, so pretty dominant.
Yeah, it really shows their reach and, their established position. And there are reasons they've kept that spot.
Comes down to the machines, I guess, their reputation.
Absolutely. Their diesel and gas generators are known for being tough, really durable, and efficient.
Okay.
Plus, they cover a lot of bases: standby power, prime, continuous power, serving all sorts of different industries.
So versatility is key. What's new with them? Are they adapting?
They are. The report specifically mentions their new line of hybrid microgrid solutions.
Ah, okay. Integrating renewable.
Exactly. Bringing solar or wind alongside their traditional generators. It seems like a smart move, adapting to the changing energy landscape.
Yeah, that hybrid approach feels like a common thread we might see. Any specific examples of their work?
Yeah, the report mentions a 2023 contract they won. It was to supply power solutions for a major data center project in the U.S.
A data center, that's definitely critical power needed there.
For sure. And it really shows they can handle those huge, absolutely vital projects. The reliability has to be top-notch.
What does a contract like that really signal about them?
Well, it says a lot about their capability, obviously, delivering the sheer power needed,
Yeah.
but also the trust.
Mm-hmm.
Big clients trust their tech and their support for something that just cannot fail.
Right.
And looking bigger picture, they're also investing in things like renewable fuels, lower carbon tech. That sustainability focus is becoming more important for buyers too.
Okay, interesting. Let's shift gears then. How about Cummins Inc., another huge name in engines and power?
Absolutely. Another global leader. Their 2023 total revenue was $28.1 billion.
Okay.
And the power generation part of that was $4.2 billion. That puts them at about a 10% market share.
10%. So right up there with Caterpillar.
Yep, very strong. And their reach is massive, operating in over 190 countries. What's interesting with Cummins is how they're sort of broadening their focus.
Yep.
Well, the report highlights their specialization isn't just traditional diesel and gas anymore. They're really pushing into energy storage and hybrid systems too.
Ah, so similar to Caterpillar in that sense, but maybe even more emphasis.
Possibly. It feels quite strategic. They seem to recognize that the future isn't just about burning fuel.
Right.
So investing in storage, hybrids, it positions them for where the demand is heading, towards more integrated, sustainable solutions.
Any specific innovations mentioned?
Yeah, they're looking into hydrogen-fueled generators, which is pretty cutting edge,
Okay, hydrogen.
and advanced energy storage. Plus, they launched a specific product in 2023 the next-gen QSK95 gas generator.
And what's special about that one?
Improved efficiency and lower emissions. That's the kind of concrete progress customers are looking for.
Yeah, efficiency means lower running costs, right? And lower emissions are increasingly important.
Exactly. Driven by regulations, sure, but also by companies wanting to be greener. And they've also partnered up strategically with a renewable energy provider to create integrated hybrid systems. So really doubling down on that approach.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, what about Rolls-Royce Pulic? We know them for luxury cars and jet engines, but they have this power systems division too, right, with the MTU brand.
That's right. Their power systems division, especially the MTU brand, is a significant player here. In 2023, that part of the business contributed $3.9 billion to Rolls-Royce's total revenue of $21.6 billion.
Okay, so about an 8% market share.
Exactly. And the MTU brand has built this really strong reputation.
For what specifically?
High reliability, advanced engineering. They're often found in really demanding sectors, industrial, marine, defense,
Right.
places where performance is absolutely critical.
So maybe a bit more specialized than Cat or Cummins, focusing on those high-stakes applications.
That seems fair, yeah. That specialization lets them develop these highly engineered, robust solutions tailored for tough jobs. Their fuel efficiency and tech are key selling points.
But are they also moving towards hybrids and renewables like the others?
They are. The report highlights their work on hybrid power systems and microgrid solutions too, again, combining traditional generators with renewables.
It really seems like that's the direction everyone's heading. Any specific product news from them?
Yes, in 2023, they unveiled updated Series 2000 and 4000 generator sets.
Okay.
The focus there was on better digital controls and, again, reduced emissions.
How important are those kinds of upgrades to existing product lines?
Oh, they're crucial for staying competitive. Better digital controls mean better monitoring, diagnostics, efficiency, adds real value.
Mm-hmm.
And lower emissions help customers meet regulations and sustainability goals. They also did something interesting with AI.
Oh, yeah.
Partnered with a tech firm to enhance predictive maintenance using artificial intelligence.
Ah, so trying to predict failures before they happen.
Exactly. Reduce downtime, improve service. That's a smart move, and of course they have a strong global footprint too.
Right. Okay, next up. Mitsubishi Heavy Industries, MHI, another huge, diverse industrial company.
Indeed. Very large group. Their total revenue in 2023 was $34.2 billion.
Okay.
And the power generator business accounted for $3.5 billion of that.
So roughly similar market share to Rolls-Royce then?
Pretty close, yeah.
Yeah.
They offer a really comprehensive range diesel gas generators, known for durability, efficiency, good tech. They serve a lot of different industries globally.
And what about their approach to future tech? Same trends?
Seems so. The report mentions developments in hydrogen-ready generators.
Hydrogen again?
Yep, and also hybrid systems that incorporate battery storage. It really feels like everyone's prepping for a lower carbon future.
Is there anything specific that highlights their sustainability efforts?
There is actually. In 2023, they partnered with an energy provider to develop a large-scale hydrogen power plant.
Wow, a whole power plant.
Yeah, that's a pretty significant commitment. It shows they're serious about hydrogen and positions them as a key player in that emerging field. Innovation and sustainability seem core to their strategy.
Okay, fascinating. So the last of the big five is Generac. Now, I think of them mostly for home backup generators, but is that the whole picture?
Not at all. While they are definitely a leader in residential backup power,
Right.
they also have a really substantial and growing presence in commercial and industrial sectors too.
Okay. Didn't realize it was that broad.
Yeah, their 2023 total revenue was $5.3 billion, and $2.1 billion of that came from power generation across all those sectors.
So a smaller overall share than the others, but still significant.
Definitely. And their product range is quite diverse. Portable generators, standby industrial ones, plus energy storage and microgrid solutions now.
What makes them stand out? What's their unique angle?
Well, they seem particularly innovative, especially in that home energy space. The report highlights their PWR cell system.
PWR cell. What's that?
It's an integrated energy storage system. Basically, it pairs with solar panels.
Ah, so batteries for your solar setup.
Exactly. It offers homeowners more energy independence, resilience. It's a step towards a more complete home energy management system.
That feels different from the heavy industrial focus of some others.
It does. They're also pushing into smart home energy solutions, using IoT, the Internet of Things, and AI to make energy management smarter and more efficient for the user.
Okay.
And they also did a partnership in 2023 with a solar energy provider to offer turnkey solutions.
making it easier for homeowners to get the whole package, solar, storage, maybe backup gen.
Precisely. It seems their focus is really strong on customer satisfaction and bringing these innovative integrated products to market.
Okay, so that covers the big five. But you mentioned the report suggests they might not have it all their own way. There are emerging competitors.
That's right. While those five are dominant now, the report identifies several other companies that are making moves and could challenge them down the line.
Okay, who should we be keeping an eye on?
The names mentioned are Wacker-Neuson SE,
Okay.
Man Energy Solutions, Briggs & Stratton,
Ah, Briggs & Stratton, another familiar name.
yep, Weichai Holding Group, that's a Chinese company, and Atlas Copco.
All right, quite a mix there. Can we quickly touch on what makes each one a potential threat? Wacker-Neuson first.
Sure. They're known for innovative, often compact generator designs, good for smaller industrial or even residential uses. Plus, they're focusing strategically on growth in Asia-Pacific and Africa.
Okay, targeting specific niches and regions, what about Man Energy Solutions?
Their focus seems to be more on advanced industrial systems. They're emphasizing renewable integration and using strategic partnerships to grow.
Right. And Briggs & Stratton, we know them for smaller engines.
Exactly. They leverage that reputation for cost-effective, fuel-efficient generators, mostly aimed at residential and small commercial markets. Their big advantage is their huge distribution network. And they're also investing in cleaner tech R&D.
Okay. Weichai Holding Group. Less known perhaps in the West.
Very strong in Asia-Pacific, though. And they're expanding globally now. Their focus is on high-capacity, fuel-efficient generators, and they're also putting a lot into R&D for hybrid systems.
Got it. And finally, Atlas Copco.
Their angle seems to be modular and scalable systems, easy to customize or expand. They also have a strong focus on sustainability and adding digital monitoring to their products.
So it sounds like these challenges are often finding specific gaps, maybe focusing on niche applications or affordability or certain regions.
Exactly. They're using innovation in tech or design, sometimes cost advantages, or targeting specific geographic markets to carve out their space. It's not always a head-on challenge across the board.
Right. Does the report give any advice for companies trying to break into this market or maybe for these emerging players to really succeed?
It does offer some guidelines. A key one is focusing on reliable and efficient solutions. That increasingly means hybrid, low-emission, or maybe compact designs for certain needs.
Okay.
Having cost-efficient supply chains is vital for competitive pricing.
Makes sense.
Targeting emerging markets, where energy demand is growing fast, is a big opportunity. Also, focusing on industrial and commercial sectors often means bigger, more sophisticated projects. And kind of overarching everything is prioritizing sustainability. That's just expected now.
Yeah, sustainability seems unavoidable. So, wrapping things up, it sounds like the market's growth is pretty solid, driven by just more need for power globally.
Pretty much growing power demand, infrastructure development worldwide, and this big shift towards more sustainable energy. They're all fueling this market.
Okay.
So what we're seeing is this interesting dynamic, consolidation among the big leaders, but also fragmentation as these new innovative players emerge.
So competition is heating up.
Definitely. Driven by innovation, by companies pushing into new regions, and by that constant pressure for more sustainable solutions.
Right. So just to summarize for you, our listener, this power generators market, it's got significant growth ahead.
Big potential.
The top five, Cat, Cummins, Rolls-Royce, MHI, Generac, they're in strong positions now.
But the landscape's getting more competitive. These emerging companies are bringing new ideas and challenging the status quo.
And success, it seems, really hinges on continuous R&D innovation.
And expanding what you offer to meet those changing global needs. Adaptability is key.
So here's a final thought to leave you with. We're seeing rapid changes in battery tech, right? And this huge focus on integrating renewables.
Yeah, absolutely.
How might that change the very definition of a power generator over the next, say, 10 years? Could we see totally new technologies or even different kinds of companies disrupting this whole space?
That's a great question. Will it always be about combustion engines? Or will storage and other technologies become the primary generators?
Something to think about. It's definitely a dynamic sector to keep watching as you explore the future of energy and power solutions.